we're set for News Extra this morning. It's brought to you by John Funeral Home, and here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Steve, and good morning, everyone. And we're very pleased to have Miss Wyoming here with us. Lexie Madden from Torrington made the journey down, and her mom, Jamie, escorted her down. It's kind of nice to have Mom around once in a while, huh?
Yes, she has been a huge help. She travels with me a lot of the places that I go, so it's great to have her here.
All right. So, Miss Wyoming, are you about ready for Miss America, do you think?
I am. I leave next Wednesday, so it definitely snuck up on me. We've been preparing for about 6 months, though, so it's time. It came fast, but I'm very excited and I'm ready.
Yeah. Sneaking up fast. You're right, it is sneaking up fast. January 12th
Yes.
is when it is. That's a Saturday. That's a week from, what is it? No, 2 weeks from this Saturday. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, 2 weeks from this Saturday. But you leave, what, like right after New Year's Day for Vegas, huh?
Right. I leave January 2nd, and we will all be out there rehearsing. And then we actually start with interview on the 7th, and we'll have a week of prelim competition before the final night on January 12th.
All right. So, since we saw you last time, you've been going to school.
Yes.
At the university, and you've also been doing some other things. I guess getting the wardrobe is probably the biggest.
Yes.
The biggest thing, huh?
We went to Houston actually the week before my finals week, so that was a little bit chaotic, but we have all of the wardrobe packed and ready to go. We had a fitting for the evening gown and the talent gown. That was very exciting. The first time I was actually able to see them in person, and we are all packed up and ready to go, so that was a relief to have that out of the way. And since then, you know, just last minute details, getting ready for interview, because that's a huge portion of the Miss America competition, and we are pretty much ready.
Yeah. All right. So in order to study up for the interview portion of this, how do you study up? You just kind of look at all the current events and kind of try to decide what they might actually ask you?
Right. Yes. We've been researching a lot of the current events, and that's very important because Miss America is a spokesperson, and they want her to be current not only in politics but also in pop culture, and they want her to be well versed and have an opinion. So I've been going through all of the hot topics, trying to form an opinion. They don't really give you a list of things to be prepared for at all in the interview. It's a free-for-all. So they can ask you how you feel about gun control, or they can ask you what you would do with $1. There are just all sorts of random questions. They want to get to know you and see how you handle, high-pressure situations, and see how much poise you have.
All right. And do you get a chance to maybe ask the last Miss Wyoming? Have you talked to her, or maybe even Teresa? I don't know whether you've talked to Teresa Scanlon or not, but have you talked to any of those people and said, okay, so give me an idea what it's like?
Right. I have talked to some of the previous Miss Wyomings, and they said that you don't sleep. So I'm just prepared for that, which is good. And they said that it's the experience of a lifetime, and to just try to enjoy it. And they've been very helpful and very supportive. I'm lucky to have those girls that have already been through this experience and are so willing to share advice.
Yeah. Did they say they got real nervous at certain times, or?
Yeah, they were nervous, and I think that nerves are a good thing to an extent, but ultimately you just have to realize that it's a positive experience. Try not to focus on the nerves and just go have fun, and the rest of it will fall into place.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's very,
that's what I have to tell myself.
That's a good way to look at it. Good way to look at it. Now, you're 5 feet 10 inches tall, right?
I am.
Okay. Now you have, we were just talking about the shoes that you're going to have to wear.
Yes.
And some of them have, normal 2 or 3 inch heels. Some of them, like 5 inch heels? Seriously?
Yes. When I actually went to the Miss Wyoming workshop in April, I started out wearing 2 inch heels because I thought that was fine, and I never needed to wear heels. I was always an athlete, and I was tall enough at 5'10". But then I entered the pageant world, and it's a different world, and I have been wearing 4 or 5 inch heels. It's funny, kids actually think that I'm a giant, and they always comment on that when I go to appearances. They're like, Miss Wyoming, you're huge. So I'm pretty tall with the heels on, and that's been an experience, but I think that I'm used to it, and hopefully that runs smoothly at Miss America.
Being tall might be a pretty good advantage at Miss America.
I sure hope so. I'm one of the taller ones there. There's a girl that's 5'11" and one that is actually 6 foot or 6'1", but I almost have the rest of them beat, I think.
Yeah, I would think so. I think so. That's good. So tell us about college now and how you work that in with Miss Wyoming, and maybe if Miss America rolls around,
Right.
obviously you delay that for a year.
Right.
But what the plans are there?
Well, I'm a kinesiology and health science major, so I'm obtaining a bachelor's degree, but I plan on going to grad school to be an occupational therapist and specialize in pediatrics. I love children, so my ultimate goal is to work in a children's hospital if that's at all possible. Right now I'm focusing on Miss America. The hope is, like you said, that I will have to delay school for a year because I'll be off traveling across the nation and hopefully parts of the world. But if not, I will go back to school in the spring to finish part of my undergrad, and then in the fall I will finish my prerequisites for occupational therapy school, and I will apply then and do an internship this summer as well.
All right. So if you were Miss America, is there any particular part of it that you think you'd enjoy more? I mean, is there something that you say, man, I'd really like to do that? That part of Miss America really looks like a lot of fun.
As Miss America, I plan to work with the Let's Move program, and that is my ultimate goal. I think
Yeah.
that that's a wonderful organization, something that Michelle Obama has set up, and it's truly a wonderful organization that tries to implement physical health and an active lifestyle in clinics and in schools, and it works on nutrition, and that's of course my platform. So I'm very passionate about that, but it would also be wonderful to be an ambassador for Children's Miracle Network, and that's an organization that raises money for children with healthcare costs. And I had the opportunity to go to Denver's Children's Hospital in November, actually, and it was wonderful because my sister has a hole in her heart, and she was in that hospital off and on for a couple of years.
Really?
And so I feel like going back there, it was like everything had kind of gone full circle, and those kids are truly inspirational. So serving as a national ambassador for that organization would be probably the highlight because I love children.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I have a sister that's like an intern
Really?
nurse there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
at Children's
that's-
Hospital.
Yeah, and it's truly one of those places. There are some sad things that happen, but everyone works so hard to make it a positive and upbeat environment. So that was really great to see as well.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, I guess final thing. Any good luck charms we need to, I mean, Rob gave you a bobblehead
Yes.
doll. We've given you a cup.
Yes.
I
have my two
so
good
I
luck
guess
charms from you
so
guys.
I don't know what other good luck charms we can give you. Just
I
have a
think-
good time. Yeah, I think
Right.
that's the key. Is just have a good time.
Absolutely. I have my couple good luck charms, so that's always fun. But ultimately, I think that you just have to prepare as much as you can, and the rest is in the Lord's hands. So hopefully it goes really well.
Yeah. Well, you do interviews really well.
Thank you.
You really do. You
Thank
do a
you
good
very
job.
much. I appreciate it.
All right. Lexie Madden, Miss Wyoming from Torrington. We're all very proud of her.
Thank you.
And I know Tim Hurst was like, I know he interviewed you on the basketball game the other night, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he was going to. We had a slight miscommunication, and unfortunately, it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but Tim is an awesome guy. He's
Yeah,
been very supportive.
he's
so
a very supportive guy, and
Yes.
he's excited about you. So.
yeah, he's a sweetheart for
All right.
sure.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Mhm.
Back to you, Steve.